In this video, I'm going to share with you guys right now what is working for coaches to scale their business using Facebook ads. I'm going to rank these from top to worst with this little tiered system down here below. Now, the reason I'm making this is because we've helped over 500 online coaches scale with ads. And what worked a year ago, heck, even 3 to 6 months ago, doesn't work anymore. So in this video, I'm going to break down my top strategies for coaches who want to scale in 2026. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so before I do this, I want to preface in saying just running ads alone in 2026, it's not where it's at. It doesn't work as well as it used to. You need to build a personal brand and run ads together. So all the strategies I'm going to cover in here, we've got to pair with good, strong, organic content, preferably one short form platform and one long form platform. Short form, I find best success on Instagram. Long form, YouTube right here so people can develop a relationship with you. Okay, so let's get this thing started. All right, so first off is going to be low ticket. So low ticket to high ticket ascension funnels. So this is where we're going to be selling anything from $10 to $97 and then working all of those leads and the people who bought and ascending them to high ticket offers. Now, I'm going to rank this as an S tier. Okay, this is probably one of the best strategies you can use in 2026, but you have to be really good at creating copy. This is a full funnel, right? This is not, hey, DM me this, I'm gonna send you my guide. No, you need to have proper conversion tracking set up, and you need to have at least $250 a day minimum to spend on this to really be able to scale this up. Because what often happens is people, you do the low ticket funnel, they may make 0.5 to 1x back on their return on ad spend, but if they're not good at setting those leads, then it ends up just like you get less leads than you would have if you had a free lead magnet funnel. So again, I'm going to put it in S tier, but with the caveat that this is more for experienced media buyers or experienced coaches who already are good at some of the basics. I very rarely will start anybody off with this. Okay. All right. Second strategy is DM ads. Now I'm going to put DM ads as a tier B. Now, the reason I'm going to say that is just because quality is often a huge issue with DM ads. Okay, with a lot of the new ways to run ads, post Andromeda, we can put a very simplified campaign structure with just a couple ad sets, and we can set up the right optimization event with like sending back the right pixel data for like new leads or qualified calls or qualified applications or purchases. So we don't have to do as much when it comes to like media buying, managing the accounts, scaling spend, duplicating campaigns, targeting, etc. But because DM ads, all we're trying to do is optimize for the cheapest cost per result. Oftentimes, these ads will just bring in the worst quality people. And once you find a crappy quality group of people, then Facebook keeps serving it to them because it's doing its job, which is to get you the cheapest cost per result. So I'm still putting it at B because while it can get you the worst cost per result, if you can get into a really good pocket of people and your market is very receptive to send messages back and forth in the DMs, this can be an extremely profitable funnel. And also you don't need a full funnel. You don't even have to have email marketing set up, text messages, like none of that. You could literally just have a good profile and run ads to it. In fact, this is where we start a lot of people off because it is so low tech, it is so low barrier to entry. And a lot of our clients in the coaching space already create consistent content on Instagram. So again, it's one of my favorites, but I'm putting it as a B tier, not as an A or an S tier. Because from a result basis, the results can be hit or miss, and they do require you to be very in the ad account, cutting things off, scaling things that are working, duplicating ad sets, and it can kind of feel more tedious. But again, really, really good funnel. Okay. The next one is going to be live webinars. Okay. So live webinars, I'm also going to put as an S tier. Okay. This used to work extremely well in like 2019, 2020, like pandemic time. This crushed. And for a period of time after that, it kind of like just didn't do well for like a 5-year period. And recently, more than ever, I'm seeing these crush again. And the reason for that is that you can show up and teach somebody, especially if you have an education or a coaching-based offer where it's like education, like people are learning something. So like business coaches, marketing coaches, even gut health coaches, hormone coaches, where people have to learn something. These crush. So I'm going to say out of a lot of the stuff that I'm going to share with you, I have my favorites, but oftentimes we will start people off with a webinar funnel, a DM ad, or one of these other funnels that I'll share with you in a second, because there is almost nothing better that can indoctrinate somebody to know, like, and trust you as a live webinar. Somebody could spend 90 minutes. I mean, some of our clients have 2.5-hour webinars. So even if someone's cold, they don't know who you are, they can come to a webinar, watch it, be in your presence, ask you questions, and the conversion rate on a live webinar is almost double that of a pre-recorded webinar. So I'm a huge fan of this. Now, with this, you do have to have a full funnel setup. And again, you need to have really good email marketing and text message marketing to get that show rate to be high, right? And the other con of webinars, before I go to the next one, is you have to spend all the money, get all the leads on the front end, and see what happens with it. So like a lot of the other funnels, like the DM ads, low ticket, like some of the ones we'll cover here, it's pretty much immediate. I start spending money, do I book calls? But with a webinar campaign, you might have to spend, $1,000 to $10,000. I mean, ideally at least $5,000. Let's say $5,000 to $10,000 on a webinar to get hundreds of people to register. And you're not going to know if you're going to make sales off that until the end. So there is a level of you kind of have to gamble on this, but if you have the right messaging, the right campaign setup, it's by far an S tier for me. Okay. Recorded webinars. So recorded webinars, I'm going to put this as a C right now. Okay. It's in between a B or a C for me. I'm going to, kind of in the middle, but I'm going to put it as a C. This used to be what we ran for a very long time of hey, go watch my free training. They still can work. But again, the webinars, you're going to have double the show rate. You won't have as much drop off, especially for meta ads. Okay. If it's like a YouTube ad or something like that, where people are already on a platform consuming, it's fine. But the pre-recorded webinars / free trainings just don't hit as hard. They can, but you have to have a pretty aggressive setting team. So it kind of is very similar to a lead magnet campaign, but it does have a higher conversion rate than the lead magnet campaign. So I'm going to put that as a C. I would suggest live webinar over recorded webinar. Okay, next is going to be quiz funnel. So again, this kind of depends on how you're using the quiz funnel. I'm going to put this as if you're just using, hey, I made a free quiz, go get it. And then you're going to set people from there, okay? Because that's not going to be as effective. There are some people that do quiz funnels and they lead to a low ticket offer. So it's really kind of a low ticket offer that's hidden as a quiz funnel. If you were doing it that way, I would put it as an S tier. But if you're just doing hey, I made a free quiz to learn your metabolic type or to learn your hormone thing, you're going to get a lot of leads, but they're not going to be very good. So I'm going to put that down here. Again, if you're using it just to get leads, it's like a D tier. The amount of leads you're going to have to get to actually, set all of them, it's just pretty low. Okay. So I'm going to put it as a D tier. It's between C and D for me. But again, if you are using it with a purchase objective, I would put it in the S tier. Okay. And that's just because you're essentially getting people in your funnel. It can be a great top of funnel play, but you're going to need to pair it with some of these other S tier strategies to really get the most bang for your buck with it. Okay. Next is going to be a school funnel. I'm going to put a school funnel as a B category. Now, this is my primary funnel. So it's one of the easiest ones, I think, to run because you can either, market a free course, which is what a school group is. There's a couple different modules inside there, and it's a free educational course. People can come in. And then why I like Skool a lot more than Facebook and some of the other platforms is once they're in there, I post every single time I make a YouTube video like this. I post it in my Skool community and I can mark the little checkbox to send as an email. And it now acts as an email software platform for all my YouTube videos as well. So I like this, but it's a very long-term funnel. Okay, we found that the average person that converts in a Skool funnel is around 90 days. So again, they have to be in your ecosystem for a while. It doesn't mean you can't set them right off the bat. I've been using the Scoot CRM. If you guys haven't checked that out, you totally should. It's an awesome platform to allow you to turn your Skool DMs into a full CRM. You can do automated messages, multi-messages. So huge fan of that. I'm not affiliated with them, but I do have an affiliate code. If you want it, you can DM me. But I'm a huge fan of that. But again, putting it in B tier because again, you have to wait 90 days to see if somebody actually converts sometimes. And if your offer is a B2C offer, people may not be used to Skool. So they might join the community, but then never go through any of the stuff, which isn't what we want, right? But if it's a B2B offer like sales, marketing, business, AI stuff, Skool funnels are great because people are already in there for their paid programs and they can just easily kind of join a new Skool group and they're going to get all the notifications, all the emails, etc. So I'm a huge fan of it, but again, I'm going to put it as a B tier. Okay. Next is going to be a challenge funnel. Okay. Challenge funnel, I'm also going to put as an S tier. Okay. I'm going to put them as an S tier with the caveat that again, these are hard. Okay. I'd say a challenge funnel and low ticket funnel are often harder to do. If it's a paid challenge funnel, even better, right? Like 97 to 297 to come in for a 5-day challenge where they can come in every day. They have a live session to go with you and they have homework. They can often start to see wins before they buy from you. So I'm going to put it as an S tier. It's great, but again, it is hard in the fact that if you do a 3 to 5 day challenge, you're going to have drop off every day. So again, you need good text message and email marketing to really make that funnel really work. And it can be a huge lift for the business owner, where some of these other ones are kind of more set it and forget it. So for me personally, if I'm looking at the S tiers so far, like I would rather do a live webinar than a challenge because it's just a one-time shot. I've got to show up on camera, get everyone there at once. But a challenge funnel is a totally different offer that can still provide a ton of value for people. Okay. All right. Next one is going to be the lead magnets. Lead magnets, I'm also going to put as a D. Okay. So I think the recorded webinar is kind of a lead magnet, but again, you often have a higher conversion rate because they just have to watch one video, and in the video, you're selling them on your mechanism and they can book a call. A lead magnet funnel, on the other hand, you just have to get a bunch of leads. Again, it's very top of funnel. That's why I rate it next to the quiz funnel. A lot of people do them to build the email list, but a very small percentage of those people will actually buy. Okay, so because of that, I'm putting it at the D tier. You've got to have a strong long-term play, which is going to involve email marketing as well as long-form YouTube videos or podcasts to be able to send to them right away so they can get into your ecosystem. Okay. All right. Next is the application funnel. So this is a funnel that we run that it's often just like, I'll actually pull it up for you to see what it looks like. Okay. So here is ours. So it's a very simple funnel. It's like, give me 14 days and this is what you'll get. Now I'm putting it as an A tier. It's close to an A/S tier, but the reason I'm going to put it as a tier is that you will get a lot more lead flow from this compared to like a traditional VSL funnel where I'll show you in a second, where there's a video and then there's the application below. You'll get a lot more lead flow, but you have to set all of those leads. Sometimes they may come into the funnel and they may book, but they don't really watch the thank you video. So they don't really know who you are and what you do. But it can work really well if you're trying to run the VSL funnel and your cost per lead is really, really high. We implemented this and dropped our cost per lead by about 20%, like right off the bat, and then had the VSL on the thank you page. So I'm a huge fan of it. I'm going to put it as an A tier. Okay. Okay. Next one is going to be the VSL funnel. So I'm also going to put the VSL funnel in A tier. It's between A and S for sure. I'm going to put it as A tier. And the reason for it is that, you have to have a very specific offer to make this work. Okay. Like I've seen a lot of B2C, like fitness coaches try to do the VSL funnel. And for some people, it works really well. But if you have a really broad audience and you don't have a big personal brand, it probably won't work. Okay. The VSL funnel works extremely well. Same with the application funnel, honestly, is like both of these work really well for retargeting and they work really well for a very specific offer. So if your offer is very specific, like you only help a specific subset of people, this could work well. Okay. So like we've got a coach that works with volleyball players. Okay. We've got a coach that works with pickleball players. They both run these two funnels here and it works well because they have a specific avatar. And again, the other group of people that I see this work really well for are going to be more of like your business owners that are like, a B2B offer. It's like, we'll help you get this amount of leads, this amount of calls, this amount of sales guaranteed, or you don't pay. Those can work really well for that funnel. You just have to do a little bit more nurturing because most of these, like the VSLs, are going to be 5-10 minutes long. And again, you're going to have to rely heavily on your sales ability, where like a webinar, challenge funnel, low ticket, most of the people who've already bought these have already gotten value from you. So it's a lot easier of a sale where, these ones, again, they're A tier. The reason they're not S tier is because it does rely heavily on the sales team. Okay. Now, last one in here is follower ads. I feel like the follower ads are like an A to B tier. And they're really similar to the DM ads, but I think they're better than the DM ads because oftentimes with the DM ads, we get people who are just click happy, who just like DM us a keyword, where with the follower ads, it is such a top of funnel event. It is so cheap that we still see some of our best results with beginners with follower ads because they're already producing content. They're making at least one reel per day minimum on Instagram. So then now they're getting more people into their ecosystem so that they can DM all the new followers. They see all of their content And then if you pair the follower ads with the application or VSL funnel, that crushes. I know a lot of people don't like it as much, but we've still seen really good results in a B2C space, even a local marketing space. Like if you're a physical therapist or a gym, follower ads can work really well because you're just boosting posts that are really good, and you try to like earn the follow, and all of those people can come to your account, and then you can outbound message all of them. So like even for DM ads versus follower ads, like they're very similar. Like I really like the follower ads paired with the application / VSL funnel. So these are my tiered lists. There are other things in here like lead form ads, etc. A lead form ads I'm probably going to put in C to D tier, just depends on what it is. And then even like your hammer them strategies, which is like more retargeting based to get people to watch more videos. I would also put in kind of like B2C tier. But these are the main ones, and I organize them this way because, again, I want to give you guys the strategies that will work for converting cold traffic into new clients. And I think by far this setup and structure here is the absolute best to do that. Now, if you guys want help learning how to set up ads the right way, I'll have a link down below to my free paid ads mini course group. This is my school group, and inside of there, it covers how to launch your first or next set of ads. And we cover 3 main funnels. We cover the DM ads. We do cover the conversion ads, which would essentially any of these ones that require you to have the pixel data sent back, that's in there, as well as the follower ads. So if you're looking to scale your coaching business in 2026 and beyond, go join that group. I post all of my updated stuff before you guys see it on YouTube in that group, plus a lot more private Loom videos of like things I'm testing. So to get that, click that link down below, and I'll see you guys soon.